Hello everyone, welcome to 2.1, Chapter 2, Lesson 1, place the first digit. So the essential question is, how can you tell where to place the first digit of a quotient without dividing? This is going to be mostly review, and I'm going to explain the rules a little bit. So the first rule doesn't apply for all the problems, but when and I'll show you when I see it, but it's that the first number goes inside and the second goes outside when you're dividing, okay? Second step is, how many times does the outside number go in the first digit? And if it doesn't go in the first digit, how many times does it go in the second? The third step is to subtract the product from the inside number, bring down the next digit, and repeat. So it basically boils down to four things. You got to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So this is basically just long division, and I know this is review for most of you guys, but we're just, if you don't understand how to do it, please follow the video and take notes. And if you have any questions, ask them tomorrow, and I'll be sure to answer them. So let's go ahead and start with the first example. Tanya has 8 purple daisies. In all, she counted 128 petals on her flowers. If each flower has the same number of petals, how many petals are on one flower? So we have to divide here. And I'm going to give you a second to write this down, the example and the essential question and rules. So go ahead and pause right now for this. Okay, go ahead and pause for example 1. Alright, and that's it for word problems. We're going to go ahead and start writing right away. So, the first problem is talking about this girl named Tanya. And she has these flowers. She has 8 purple daisies, and together she has 128. Right? But she has 8 flowers total. So you're dividing the petals by the flowers. You have 128 petals being divided by the 8 flowers to find out how much is on one flower. So the first step doesn't apply here, okay? Because the first number in the word problem was 8. That's not the one being divided. Like I said, that step's only for different problems, and I'll explain it for example 2. But the next step is, how many times does the outside number go in the first digit? So how many times does 8 go into 1? Well, 8 doesn't go into 1. So we have to look at 12. Does 8 go into 12? Absolutely. 8 goes into 12 one time. And that's where we do the division. Now we got to multiply. What is 8 times 1? 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, that's the multiplication. And now we have to subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4. And then we bring down this 8 and repeat. 8 goes into 48 approximately 6 times. 8 times 6 is 48. And 48 minus 48 is 0. There's nothing else to work with, so 16 petals is our answer. Alright, let's do example number 2. Example number 2 is 4,236 divided by 5. Now this is what I mean when the first number goes on the inside and the second number goes on the outside. The first number is what's being divided. The second number here is how many times it's being divided. So it's going to look like this. 4,236 divided by 5. Now we just go through the steps. Does 5 go into 4? No. But does it go into 42? Absolutely. So 5 goes into 42 approximately 8 times. 5 times 8 is 40. You got 2 left over, and you bring down the 3. Does 5 go into 23? Yes, it does. It goes in there 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract, you got 3 left over. Bring down the 6. Okay, remember, you have to know your multiplication facts because it's going to help you know your division facts. So if you're struggling with this, knowing that, I don't know how many times 5 goes into 23, you got to make sure you're practicing your multiplication facts because that's going to help you understand that, 5 times 4 is 20. Okay? All right, I don't know why that happened. So 5 goes into 36 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35. You got 1 left over. There's nothing else to bring down. So what do we do with this 1? Well, that 1 is our remainder. It's the number that's remaining from the problem. So we put remainder 1 because 5 can't go into 1. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last example, example number 3. And example number 3 is 752 divided by 9. So once again, the first number goes on the inside, 752, and the second number goes on the outside. It's being divided 9 times. And let's go ahead and try and solve. 9 doesn't go into 7, but it goes into 75. And it goes into 75 approximately 8 times. 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract, you get 3 left over, bring down the 2. 9 goes into 32 3 times. 9 times 3 is 27. You subtract, you get 5 left over. 9 doesn't go into 5, so that's our remainder. 83, remainder 5. And that's really all division is, at least with one-digit numbers. When we get into 2 digits, it's going to not be tricky. The steps are going to be the same, but there's going to be some tricks I can show you to help it be easier. For 1 digits like this, it's pretty straightforward. You just got to see, okay, how many times does this number go into the first digit? If it doesn't, you got to go to the second digit. Okay, and if it doesn't go into that, you'd have to go in the third digit. But since it's 1-digit numbers, it's going to go into the second digit. And then you have to say, okay, well, how many times does it go in? And that's where multiplication comes in. You have to know your multiplication facts. Like, I know 9 times 8 is 72. That's the closest one to 75. Because after that, it's 70... Oh, man, can't do math in my head. It's 81. And that's way too high. So you can't do that. Okay, it has to be as close to this number as possible without going over. Okay? And then, obviously, you multiply that. 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract, bring down, and repeat. If you have questions, please write it down. I know this is review, so that's why it's kind of a quick video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.